Coming to rural communities in America after the House passed the Rural Housing Regulatory Relief Act, which is led by Virginia Democratic Congressman Eugene Vindman, also working to lower utility costs. So a lot on his plate. Congressman Vindman is kind enough to join us this morning. It's good to see you this morning. I want to start with some of the utility costs. I mean, this time of year, the storms that we've had, the cold that we've had, I mean, heating costs are going up. There's no doubt about it. What can be done about it?
Yeah, absolutely, Steve. So good morning. Thanks for having me. Look, I'm laser focused on costs. That package that you just mentioned on housing costs was focused on reducing the price of housing. And now I'm turning my attention to utility bills. Utility costs are rising along with other costs. It's no surprise to everybody when they're looking at their bills. And I'm focused on common sense solutions, holding utility companies accountable, and lowering costs for average Virginians.
Who I'm sure you hear from all the time. The question is, can you make enough of a difference that makes a real legitimate difference in Virginians' pockets?
Yeah, absolutely. So, we have a number of different ideas to lower utility bills. First of all, taking an all-of-the-above energy approach rather than diverting finite resources. This government, president and Republicans are spending money in Argentina on bailouts, on foreign adventures, and trying to get oil from Venezuela when we ought to be focused on our own energy. We had a project off the coast of Virginia that was temporarily paused, and it's in litigation. We need to make sure that we have natural gas, wind, solar, really all the above, and then also tackle rising costs due to utilities jacking up rates.
The other part of this is just to make housing in rural areas in particular more affordable. Obviously, Virginia, you have a little bit of everything in the Commonwealth of Virginia, from the dense population in the northern part of the state here, and then of course you have more rural areas throughout the Commonwealth. What can you do there to try to bring down some of the housing costs, not just the utilities, but the housing costs themselves?
Yeah, so I mean, you're describing exactly my district in the 7th Congressional. I have the suburbs, exurbs of D.C., and then it gets rural real fast. And so it's ideas like reducing regulations. For instance, the portion of the bill that I introduced was basically reducing the requirements on environmental reviews for areas that have already been previously developed. So why have a second review when there's already been one for developed land?
I do want to ask you real quick while we have you, because, anytime you hear news of a partial government shutdown, people in this area, obviously, ears perk up maybe a little bit more than other parts of the country. The focus right now is on DHS, and we know that. And, apparently there's some question as to how this would impact most Americans, whether it be through TSA or, if you serve in the Coast Guard and you want to get paid, whatever it might be. Where do you see things standing right now as far as reaching some type of agreement?
Well, look, we want to have common sense, conditions on law enforcement operations in ICE. There's a reporting that they wanted to put an ICE facility in Stafford and then Ashland in Hanover County. And so we just want to make sure that Americans' constitutional rights are protected, that ICE officers have to wear cameras, that they are cognizant of Americans' constitutional rights to peacefully protest, that they're not wearing masks. These are not hard asks, and we just want to make sure that those provisions are in place before ICE starts to operate in our communities.
The countdown, in the meantime, continues to try to avoid any type of even partial shutdown. Congressman, I appreciate you joining us.